G'day, guys. Well, guess what? You can see this.
Looking sharp, Dobbo.
Looking sharp, all right. Because
And what
you know
about your
what?
lunchbox that you brought in as well?
Mate, it's got a couple of little frothies, coffee over there. You know what you have to do? You need to punt with Ladbrokes to get more out of your footy multis. Now, I can only give you so much. So you go onto the Ladbrokes app, you make quick, smart picks with stats and insights from the last 5 games. It's all there on the Ladbrokes app. If you go looking, as you can see, a very, very easy thing to do at Ladbrokes. You track your multis in real time. It's all within the app. Jump on the Ladbrokes app today. I got to tell you, when I got on there, I was like, okay, how do you navigate this? And, you know, I'm not that bright with things, but it's so easy. It's so easy. So get on the Ladbrokes app today, punt with Ladbrokes and get more out of your footy multis. You might even get yourself some good gear.
Righto, here we go. Inside ball.
Are we live?
We're live, mate. We're live now. We're live. Inside ball. Special guest, none other than the great Bronco, Matt Gillett. Gillo, welcome to the Inside Ball, mate.
Thanks, Kev. Dobbo.
Yeah,
You met Ben?
Yeah, I've met Ben before.
We've had a few times.
Mate, what a career you've had.
Legend.
Eh?
Yeah, very fortunate in what I've been able to achieve in the rugby league world. But
Yeah.
it all comes to an end.
Let's get on the table first. So you're born in New South Wales,
Yeah.
right?
It used
He's
to be
one of those,
Queensland.
it's all right.
The border used to be a bit lower back in the day. when I was
Maxville.
born. Maxville, mate. Yeah.
Right. You have history. You got a big history down there with is it your dad and your uncle or your
My
grandfather?
grandfather. So the oval down there is named after him, at the Alan Gillett Oval,
Yep.
rugby league oval. So
So he's your grandfather. Your
grandfather, yeah.
your dad's
So
dad.
Yeah, granddad was born there. My old man was born there. I was born there, and my older brother was born in Kempsey.
Right.
So yeah.
So why the shift? How did you get, you're 3 years old, you came up there, and we've spoken about Sammy Thaiday and all that. There's a lot of blokes who are born in New South Wales, but so why did your family shift to Bribie?
Well, we're down there. I was probably only down there for a couple of years. We lived out at Scott's Head, so on the beach.
Great part of the world.
Yeah, a good little house out there, and where the parents end up packing up, and we travelled to Australia. So went around in the old.
The old hippies. The old hippies.
That's it. In a caravan.
Well,
and,
you went around Australia,
went
is
around
it?
Australia. You had the
Wow.
Toyota Land Cruiser. Was it turbo diesel?
Yeah.
A very nice car and brings back memories. But yeah, we travelled around Australia.
In the caravan?
In the caravan, ended up back at Lennox Head for maybe about 6 months, where my mum's parents lived, and then from there we obviously stopped at Bribie to have a look around, and then we moved there.
Fell in love with the place.
When I was about 3, so
Awesome.
it was that's how I ended up at Bribie, and I played all my junior footy there and grew up there.
Yeah, but your grandfather and your dad played against GI's father or grandfather.
Yeah, they
didn't
would have been around the same time. So
Big rivalry there, right?
Yeah, Greggy's down there as well, and pretty. It's pretty special when you do look back at it. And
Right.
the grandfather Alan, he was a big fan of South Rabbitohs from day one. So all rugby league was in the blood from a very early stage. Dad was a winger, so I don't know. Is that a rugby league player?
That's a rugby league player. Yeah, you talk to Wendell and all these blokes, mate.
Gillo, Bribie growing up for you, we look at Bribie Island now, and it is it's a hot spot, but it would have been very much, it was very much its own little world, very insular. Did you find it, as a kid growing up at Bribie Island, how was that? I mean, very different to an upbringing of somebody born in Brisbane or born in Sydney as such.
Yeah, it was, mate. Obviously it's come a long way now. They've had a lot of infrastructure out there. They've got a big pub, the Sandstone Point Hotel, and they've done up the council have done up the pathways and the waterfront and things like that. But it's a bit of a hot spot for people to travel there now on holidays. But yeah, as a kid, it was back in the day when I was sort of growing up, you got to get out on the bike and ride around and get home before the sun goes down and things like that. So it's and you got around with people that everyone knew each other, mums and dads knew each other, so you're pretty safe.
Real
out there.
community, wasn't it?
Community-wise, and
Still is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bribie? Good people there, mate.
What I love about Gillo, we'll get into it, is Gillo was born, he grew up in Bribie, and he's always been as humble. You never changed. Your best mates are all from there. You've never, ever changed. It was such an important part of where you grew up and your education, all the fame and everything that come. It still didn't matter. That was who you were, and you never, ever left that.
Yeah, I think it's as a professional athlete and someone to play footy at the highest level, regardless if I would have made NRL and played for Queensland and Australia, I still would have played footy at local league, reserve grade or A grade. But so I just always had the mindset of I'm in a position here where I'm lucky enough to do something I love and put so much effort in to play at the highest level. And you're very well looked after as well when you are as an athlete. A lot's done for you. So yeah, for me it was a matter of this is special, but not everyone gets the opportunity. So
Backyard footy, Scott and Luke, your brothers.
Yeah, I was
play a bit of that.
More against the little fella, the younger one.
Right.
Yeah. Because I could dominate him, so that's not against the older brother. He'd throw me around a bit, but it was always. We grew up at Bongaree there in Bribie, and we had a bit of crown land behind us, but our backyard was probably 3 metres wide, so it was pretty much run up me straight sort of style of footy in the backyard. So a bit of fun out there.
Were they good footballers, your brothers?
Yeah, they went all right. The older brother had a bit of a glass jaw. He got knocked out a few times. He was a bit of a middle forward, so he sort of gave it away. My younger brother, played from 5'8" to back row, up there in the Sunny Coast comp, and went all right.
You played 5'8" when Lockie got.
He did.
He got.
He got the cheekbone broke by Beerley in there.
So the preliminary final against Manly, you shifted to 5'8".
Yeah, so I went straight over to Hook after the game. I said, "I'm ready, mate."
All right.
No, it was a bit of a funny one there. We actually had Corey Norman as our 18th, 19th man travelling with us through the series. So yeah, you would think Corey would slot straight in there. I was still playing off the bench. I was number 14, so I was still playing that utility role and. Hook ended up giving me a call and having a chat, and thought it was best for the team to put me into 5'8", and I enjoyed it, but we obviously didn't get the win that night. But it was definitely a good experience, and to replace someone like Lockie, you're a bit nervous.
Huge, mate.
Players in this side, had Peter Wallace alongside me there as well. So
right, your junior club you said was Warwick. Is it Warrigal?
The Bribie and Warrigals, mate.
Yep, yeah, right. Now in 2008, the Broncos 20s. You were playing the Broncos 20s.
Yep.
You elected to play for a grand final for your Bribie Island team.
For Western District Panthers, it was at the
time.
It
was the Panthers?
Yeah, in Brizzy.
Playing in the under-20s grand final for the Broncos.
Yeah, so I the way I was back at Bribie, so I was in Bribie in 07. I was playing back at Bribie 19s and A grade out there.
How old were you then?
Was I then?
17?
No, I was 19 then. Yeah, so 19's playing in 2007. So went back. I was at Redcliffe, had a couple of years of Colts, and then went back to Bribie in 2007 just to purely be around my mates, play footy, and enjoy the time off the field. We had a few good times along that year. But after that, I had the 2007, and then my coach that was at Redcliffe, Craig Ingebrigtsen.
Craig Ingebrigtsen?
Yeah,
Trigger.
He was my trigger. He was my coach at Reddy for a long time. And then he was over at the Western District Panthers. So he rang me up and invited me to come down. So I did the whole pre-season out there with that side. It was the first time I moved into back row as well. I was playing a bit of 5'8", back at Bribie.
Yeah.
A bit 5'8" centre. When it come into the under 20s competition in Brizzy, end up pre-season playing back row at Western District Panthers, and at the same time, probably a quarter away into the season, they got me to come to the Broncos. So Anthony Griffin had rang me up, and I was doing the 1 day of training at the Bronx, and then obviously playing some good footy back at the Panthers. Ended up getting my opportunity with the Broncos through, I think it was an injury or suspension to the Broncos 20s. So I was slotted in there. And then once I got my opportunity, I stayed in that side, again off the bench, bit of a middle edge back row role, doing that. And by the time the season unfolded, I think I played about 6 games. And at that point, when Bronx were going to start our finals campaign, round 1 finals, the same week the Western District Panthers had made the grand final. So in my head, I was thinking there, what do I do? Obviously, I've got to the Bronx. I'm playing some decent footy. I'm about to embark on a final series
campaign
here. But so the decision I made which was a pretty tough one to be honest. I thought to make the phone calls. I decided to go back and play at Western District Panthers in the grand final. So I had to obviously make the phone calls to Anthony Griffin, me manager Isaac Moses, me old man. Old man was the hardest. Mum was mum. She was all good. But just making those phone calls, ringing hook, very short on the phone, and
Yeah, that would have been a
He-
very
he
long
obviously
conversation.
Could
he
you
couldn't
imagine
understand
Hook?
what was going through my head or
Yeah.
the decision I made. I made it, and
Yeah,
had
but
to-
Hook's a
had to own
bushy.
it.
I would have thought that he deep down, correct me if I'm wrong. Loyalty's everything to you. You were playing with your mates. You'd had a whole season there, and you weren't flashy. So for you felt like you owed those guys something.
Oh, correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and so that
100%,
was
yeah,
what.
yeah.
And so I would have thought Hook, being a country bloke, would. I mean, the selfish part of me goes, mate. You want your best sides there. Tell me you won the grand final.
We did. We did.
Yeah, good
Right
decision,
decision,
mate.
mate.
Yeah,
Right
like you
decision.
said, like I've done the whole pre-season. I've played most of my year with the Western District Panthers. You're in a team game, right? So
Yeah.
I only got there because I'm playing well in that team, and
And you wouldn't have got to the Bronx if it wasn't for that team.
correct.
Yeah,
We all have our pathways, and mine was a bit different, but got there in the end, and making the phone calls to Hook very short. Isaac Moses, manager at the time, blowing up, couldn't understand it either. Ring Dad on the way home after I made the decision. A few tears in the car on the way home.
Yeah.
Obviously, as we do, our parents support us, and
Yeah.
Well, they get you all the games, mate,
they
you know?
believe in us and see something you probably don't see in yourself when you grow up as a player. So Dad was very disappointed, which he has every right to be. So I was a bit upset that I let him down. But like you said, we won the grand final, and I thought my time was done there with the
this
Bronx.
is why, mate. This is why you are such a good human being. I love that. I never knew that story. So you miss out on that. How does it? They obviously know that you're there, but what, do you have to train and trial the next year at the Bronx? How does that work?
So I ended up, obviously, I thought my time was done sort of there with the Bronx, and maybe the opportunity won't come again. But I end up getting Kevie Carmichael was the coach at North Devils. Getting a phone call from him to come and join them in the pre-season at North and Queensland
So
Cup.
it's for the opportunity to play Queensland
Yeah,
Cup.
for the opportunity to play
Because the
Cup.
Western Districts, they were BRL.
Yeah.
And at that stage, Norths were a feeder into the Bronx, not the Dolphins.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So I, a bit of a funny one there. I didn't really rock up to pre-season until after Christmas. I was, I just still like,
Enjoying the grand final win,
yeah,
mate.
maybe I don't know. I think everyone talks about that want, and I've heard a few people, talk about that want when you actually do want something, and I don't think I had that at that time. I was pretty just
Relaxed.
blasé about and happy to play rugby league.
So were you
and do my
working?
best.
Were
Yeah,
you
I was working.
What were you doing?
I was working for a hiring company, actually a labouring hire company. So
Right.
they just ring you up on Monday, hey mate, we need you out here to sweep this out or
Righto.
do some landscaping, this and that.
And you were
then
happy doing that?
I was happy to do that, mate, at that time. But yeah, so I was there. I went up, obviously, come to North, and after the Chrissy break, when all the hard stuff was sort of done, I jumped
You
in
slotted
and
in.
started at A grade and worked my way up to the
Queensland Cup.
Queensland
Yeah.
Cup training team. And
So
then
did you want to
maybe-
be a Bronco growing up? Was that your...
I followed St George growing
Did
up,
you?
mate.
The
Yeah,
Dragons?
just through the family. So we had a bit of family ties there with my my mum's uncle Ray Conley he was like your gear steward sort of fellow there and a trainer for a long time. So just growing up into that and watching that, and then obviously being a Queensland boy and grew up at Bribie, and went to a few games, Bronx versus Dragons, and the opportunity there when I was at Queensland Cup to a few of the boys were coming back.
Yeah.
Ashton Sims was he was
Yeah.
coming back. Darrell was coming back a few times. Benny Hunt, Josh Maguire as well. They were feeding through our club at that point.
So you're playing Cup and you're playing good football. How does that happen? Hook has to give you another chance. Is it Hook that says, righto, this bloke's done enough penance, he can come back, or how does that
Hook
work?
was still the 20s coach, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure. So the way that sort of happened, obviously pre-season with North, and then ended up playing round one in the Queensland Cup side. I was playing lock and a bit of 5'8" throughout that year, and then I end up halfway through that season having a catch up with Ivan Hendrick. So went and caught up with him at the Bronx Leagues Club downstairs where the old buffet used to be, and having a conversation with him. And then the offer there was to come and train and trial with the Broncos, and I was like, I was sort of thrown off a little bit, and obviously that's sort of a second chance to
You get back in there.
go to the club of the Brisbane Broncos and the powerhouse club it is. I was from that moment I was all in. I was so excited and ready to give it a crack.
Right. Now, this is a bit of a sad moment here, or very sad moment, in fact. Your mate Todd Parnell.
Yep.
he was a friend of yours growing up. He had
Yeah.
a Broncos contract as well, didn't he? Like a scholarship.
Yeah, Toddy was he was a bit of a mongrel and a bit of a feisty little fullback, centre winger sort of style player.
Yeah.
And he was at Norse as well. So he played a lot of come through the Broncos system at Norse, and we'd travel. He was a year older, so we went to school a little bit together, and then through Norse.
And so he went to a party. Were you at the party that night? And then you got king hit. One punch obviously does kill.
Yes, it does, mate. So it was towards the end of the year. What time of the year was it? Can't think of the top of my head, but it was. I was still playing. I was playing Queensland Cup at North, and it was my best mate Paul's 21st at the Bribie Rugby League Club.
Yeah.
So I just went early, just showed face and did all the formalities there, and ended up going home and just obviously had to play footy the next day. So when he did that, and then you get. Obviously, the night unfolded, and not the way that anyone would have seen it.
Shocking.
So Toddy, pretty feisty fella himself, and didn't mind a little brawl here and there, and then the other fella too. So Wally, the one that King hit him,
Did you know him at all?
Yeah, so he's the same age, and we played a little bit of footy together. Went to Moorfield High School together. So to wake up to a phone call that. Your mate's been king hit, is in hospital, intensive care, and stuff like that. It was you don't really know what to think. You just on life support, obviously in the hospital, and family and friends surrounded him. So give me goosebumps now talking about it. But something that you just you're just seeing it. His last time I seen him was at the party, enjoying himself, having a good time, and I go home and you wake up and I just couldn't imagine what like mum and dad and his close family to go through, and they obviously he would have said something. He would have seen his mum and dad earlier that day, and his sister and his family, and then the next time they're seeing him is in a hospital bed on life support, and not knowing. So very. Very hard time for all Toddy's close mates, and especially his family. But
do you get together each year and remember?
We play a golf day every year at Bribie. So
good on you.
We get together and have a bit of fun out there in remembering Todd and who he was, and his mum and dad. I still talk to Tony and Jenny all the time, and we're pretty close with Toddy's sister Tara and Matty Forrest. So we're all still pretty close, and obviously everyone supports them.
Changed a lot of lives, even Wally's life. And you don't realise it because, and we all grew up in areas where, and it's different now, but you'd have a drink and then there'd be a bit of a brawl or a scrap. We've all been like,
it all happens. Yeah, it happens all the time.
And that one punch, it's a great lesson there. It just changes everything now, because it literally ruined lives.
It does.
Unbelievable message out of it.
Anyway, we'll move on. Right, 2010. Your Broncos debut, round one against the Cowboys. Do you remember it? What do you remember most about it?
It's obviously, coming through, and then my pathway to get into first grade was a big up and down and a bit swervy here and there. And as I said before, everyone's got a different path and how they get to the top. But for me, get my name read out at training. And
Ivan Henjak with the coach.
You clearly done enough in the pre-season, because you said you were committed to it. You were going to get into it.
So on that, on my pre-season, I put on about 10 kilos. So on my weight now, I'm about 92, pushing 93 some days. Depends how many burgers I have during the day.
Well, he's lucky, this bloke. He's one of these guys that he's got to eat to put on
weight.
When
he retired, he went like this. He went. He lost literally 15 kilos. But that off season, you just put it on.
Put the weight on. Had to obviously be pretty disciplined with eating the foods and the right food, and getting stuck into training and learning off all the boys that were there. And I had already played with a good core group there. That the younger fellas, Benny Hunt, Andrew McCulloch, Josh Maguire, Alex Glenn, Jared Beale.
Dural in that?
Dural, through under 20s. So I was sort of a bit familiar with a few of the boys, but obviously not the senior boys that I had been watching on TV for so long. Lockie was there.
Petro?
Semi-Thorday, Petro come.
Sam would have
Hodges, Thorday, Parker, Dane Carlo will come back for a bit. So there's
good football.
Yeah, some
good football.
Some leadership right there. So like I said, it's my time to shine and do my best and put my best foot forward and train very well. Train very well in the off season, and reached on my targets in terms of time, fitness test, and weights and skin folds and the way I sort of played, and got to round one, and in that captain's run, the team gets announced the day before, and there I was with a few other debutants that night, but to play at Suncorp Stadium against the Cowboys, round one. The build-up of that was pretty special, and it's a packed house, so to run out there and in front of the family and friends, and it was quite special. It was a great night. Played off the bench, and I was lucky enough to come on and score a try.
Yeah,
as
you
well
scored a
today,
try.
bro.
How long were you on the field for before you scored?
Oh, I'm not sure, mate.
Do you remember the try?
Yeah, I was Antonio.
Add a bit of GST on this one, Gillett, because you're very humble, mate.
Can't, mate.
So where'd you come on off the bench? What position were you playing? In the back row or centres or?
Through the middle.
Through the middle.
Yeah, a bit of through the middle and on the edge, so a bit of a rotation through there.
Yeah.
And Antonio sort of made a break. He was a winger for us at the time. Made a break down the left hand side, and then just pushing through support, he got caught up by the fullback, and then I was there, and Peter Wallace was on my inside, so I ran straight past Wall. He's a bit of a slower halfback, so see you, Wall. And then got the hands, and Antonio offloaded to me, and away I went. Untouched.
Untouched, mate.
Try.
Fastest probably 20, 30 metres I could have ran. But
what do the boys call you? There's something,
Bambi.
Pud, yeah.
What else? Giraffe.
Because you're a
baby
bit
giraffe.
awkward when you run, don't you?
He's got a big gate, mate. He's
He's
got a big
got-
gate.
Mate, all the S&Cs and sprint coaches and whatever try
to fix you
try
up.
and change your running style, but you can't.
Don't do
You
that,
are
mate.
what you are.
Don't change nothing that works.
So, am I right in saying that year you got Rookie of the Year at the Broncos?
He did.
I did, mate. Yeah.
Yeah,
got
so
rookie of the
what a
year,
season.
And the NRL Rookie of the Year.
Rookie as well.
NRL Rookie of the
Yeah,
Year. He's whiz.
was,
So you really, obviously, I don't know, what kind of freight were you, like, I mean, you've been good with your money, but I wouldn't have thought that first year in grade you would have been on that great freight.
I was on a few matches. I was on matches that year, so it was,
Is that right?
It was all right, yeah.
Yeah, well,
getting paid okay, but obviously get your training trial contract.
But what happened to your labouring career? What happened to that? Did that get put
It's
on hold?
mate. It's still on hold. I could go back.
But that, mate, some of the blokes love matches. Like, if you're on the training trial and then you get the
Mate,
$3,000
you're
every
fine.
game,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
actually
right,
doing
yeah,
better than
yeah.
minimum wages.
But,
You know, like,
yeah, mate, it was great for me. Obviously, I was doing that role at Norse, and I was labouring plus playing Q Cup, so I was getting enough to get by and rent a house. And then as soon as I made first grade, mate, I was those matches were getting saved and end up buying a house throughout that year. So
good work, mate.
Straight into it. My old man was a tight ass with his money, so I learnt well there. And
Right.
yeah,
That's great, mate.
he
Now
doesn't
listen.
spend a cent, mate, this bloke.
I know, mate.
He's
I
the
know this
best.
bloke.
He's the best.
He's still got
ever.
his pocket money
Yeah, he's
from
the best.
school.
ever.
Pocket money.
Well, he builds an empire.
Origin, mate.
Origin money.
Yeah.
Now, hang on. I want to get because I'm about to embark on coaching the Prime Minister's 13 in the end of the year. You played the Prime Minister's 13 against PNG that year as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
How was that experience? Was that the game was over there, obviously?
Yeah. It was it was unreal. It was I don't know, it's a bit intimidating, obviously, when you get over there, and obviously we know how PNG they just
Passionate they are.
mate, they just love their footy, and for me it was an eye opener of how much they actually do love it. Like they're just full on crazy. All they want to do is touch her or get a bit of gear and things like that. And
Do you give any gear away?
I didn't know the first time, but I learned.
You went back again, didn't you?
Yeah, I went back a couple of times, and those next times you just pack a big bag and then you just throw it out to them. That's all they want to do. And once you sort of understand what they want to do and just get a bit of gear and be around you, it's they're lovely people, love their rugby league, and it's pretty humbling when you do go over there and how far, and the stories you hear from how far they come just to see or to get to the game and things like that. It's,
You get a few
quite
photos
special.
and whatnot. Unbelievable, eh? You been over there, Dobbo? PNG?
Yeah, I've been there once. It's a different part
It's
of the
amazing,
world.
mate. They just love their footy. So
Is he
bad.
coming back with you? Is he coming?
Dobbo, no, he's busy through the off season.
You would have thought I would have got a gig, wouldn't you? You would have thought
No, he's
I would have
busy,
got a
mate.
gig, mate. No. No gig for me, mate. Gordy
strap
gets one.
ankles? Can you
Gordy
strap
gets one.
ankles?
Gordy gets one. I don't
Gordy's
get
on.
one.
Gordy hasn't been confirmed yet,
Well,
mate.
he's on that. Well,
He's on the list. He's on the list, eh?
Hawley's got the security gig.
Hawley's on.
Like, mate, there's all, but no, nothing for me. Let's talk about 11. We talked about that. You played 5'8" Lockie with Lockie's bat, but 12 I reckon was the breakout year, don't you, Kev? Like for me, like Origin debut. Like everybody was talking about Matt Gillett at that stage. Like, and you're a humble bloke, but I remember when you got selected, like for your first game. Can you just talk about?
Yeah, tell us about that.
Tell
mate.
us about it, because obviously you were being talked about not as a bolter, but that Origin side at that stage was like that was in the thick of the heyday at that stage, and then you get drafted in there.
Yeah, it was obviously watching, the success that Queensland side have, and
Amazing, eh?
Yeah, to get around it and be a part of that, and like you said there, Dobbo, your name gets chucked around a few times through newspaper articles and whatnot, and media and things like that as the bolter, and you're just thinking maybe get a bit excited, and you got to try and put that to the side,
block it out,
and focus on what you got to do well week to week at the Broncos, and receiving that phone call was actually from Anthony Griffin. He was there. He took over as coach that year. So I was off to Nitro Circus with the wife on the way, literally walking in to sit down and find my seat. And I get the phone call from Hook, and I was just like, okay. So
wow.
I'm about to go in there. So he gave me the good news, and obviously stoked with that, and obviously coming to that side. It was a bit emotional, had the, glassy eyes and things like that. Obviously relayed the message to the wife, let her know, and then the first phone call was to the old man, and rang him up, and
he would have been
it was
well,
it was super.
he was New South Wales, mate. Gillo's dad was New South Wales to the bone, wasn't he?
He was.
Did you finally swing him over at the end?
Swing him over, mate. They're all Broncos fans now and support Queensland, so.
Right.
But yeah, it's quite special to, get that phone call, and, it's that's only part of it, right? You get that phone call and you're in the squad, you're in the team.
Yeah.
Sat there at Nitro Circus. I don't know what I was watching, but
they
were doing that thing. I was
spinning,
thinking about, what was to come. So I think Nitro Circus was on the Sunday, so we obviously going to camp on Monday, and the good thing with Origin, we used to do the merging camp, so you get to meet all the staff and get a bit of an idea.
Oh, yeah, so you were part of that as well,
that throughout that off season leading up to that series. So you're a part of that. You get familiar with the staff, sort of the calls and the plays, and but to come into camp and very nervous on obviously the first couple of days, your media commitments, getting all your kit, getting your bags, all the good stuff, and. Yeah, just to be amongst those players, Dobbo, like you said.
How
so
was
much
that?
Success.
Because there was so many.
That was a big side, mate. Smith, Slater.
Did you know all those blokes very well, like Billy and Cam and JT and
mate,
Cooper?
No, just obviously playing against them and a few conversations here and that.
Cameron would have been the captain at the time.
Cam was the captain. So
Lockie'd retired, hadn't he?
Lockie, yep. So he'd the year before, obviously, he retired, and Petro was still on the team there in 2012. So, but to come into it and. Just to sit around them and absorb what they had to say, off the field as well, not just what their knowledge is on the field. We know what they can bring as footy players, but, everyone's normal. They're all got their backgrounds, their family, what they like to do in and around footy. But, it's quite special. I debuted down in Melbourne.
At Docklands, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Docklands.
Yeah. It was Eddie had at the time, I think. They changed it every 2 years. They changed the name or something like that.
Was it as hard as what you thought it was going to be? I mean, you were very
fast,
fit.
mate. Yeah, very fast. Yeah, very fast. I come on, I think I played maybe like 16 minutes in the second half there. And I remember just running out and you just have a look around and, you've got players in the opposition. Obviously, can I say New South Wales?
You can.
Get on you, Gillett. That is elite.
We'll get to that.
Gillett, that's elite, mate.
We'll get to that.
That just come about there.
You caused the whole bloody thing. But he was caused the downfall of it. Anyway, go on.
You did bring me undone
you get
there.
out there and you're sitting on the bench for a long time, right? Yeah. So you just can't wait to get out there. You have a look around. You have a look beside you. You're running off JT, GI, Billy's there, Cam's there. You're going. You obviously train during the week with them, but to pull the jersey on and run out and on the stage
Huge.
and. It was quite special, and it went pretty quick, to be honest, mate. You go out there, make some tackles, do a few runs, and then...
Did you keep that first jersey, or did you get
it? Yeah,
I did,
mate, I did. I was like, mate, Petro Sevenasiva presented me my first jersey before we ran out for captain's run. So, again, very special moment for me, and he's a statesman of Queensland, so he's played 30 games plus, and it was a pretty unreal experience.
Now, that game was quite significant in the Walters family as well. The game at Docklands, because Jet Walters was the ball boy.
Is that right?
Yeah, but I was working at the stall at the time.
Is that Slugger?
Yeah, Slugger,
Okay,
right?
Slugger.
So there's a photo. There was a photo. I'll get Darcy to try and track it down. So Queensland scored in the corner. I think it might have been Darius Boyd. Jet was the ball boy, so he had blue on for New South Wales. And he had a blue wig on as well. And Darius has scored, and Jet's up like this.
Oh, really?
Go Queensland! He's dressed in blue, you know.
What if obviously because down there or
Was it? Yeah,
blue?
No, well, all the ball boys had to
blue.
wear because Jet was working at the Melbourne Storm and Frank Panisi had organised Jet to be a ball boy,
okay,
ball person.
They're all because he's in New South
New
Wales.
South Wales game, he's all in blue, but
That's
Darius
cold.
has scored in the corner. There's Jet up like this. High five, and how good's that?
I love that.
Mate, your first Origin, away to the win. How many Origin series did you win? I haven't got that in my data. You must have won five or six.
Five,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, yep.
You were a permanent part of it. Once you got in there,
Yeah.
you were a
Yeah.
permanent part. And
Well, that's, you want to be a permanent part.
Yeah.
You know, once you get that feel and that taste of it, it's something you don't want to let go. Obviously, it's a great time. The campaign itself, the 10 days in prep to the Origin match, a lot of good times off the field and our bonding nights and everything else to do with it, and you know, learning about the history of the Maroons team and that Queensland jersey, what it meant, you know, from 1980 right till now. It's so important, but. You know, the moment you do come into camp, you definitely understand that, and it's plastered everywhere on the walls, and you know, there's no reason not to know what's been brought before you and who you're representing still. Not just again, it's not it's a great milestone and self accolade, but wearing the jersey means so much more. You know, for your family, your friends that have supported you, been a part of your journey, plus the whole state. We hear about it all the time.
Have you got a favourite Origin moment?
I think it's got to be my first series, mate. We played down in Melbourne. Second game was in Sydney, and then we finished up in Brisbane. Petro's last game, obviously, as well.
Yeah, right.
In the Maroons jersey, and Cooper Cronk kicks the field goal to win.
Oh, that was the one I
And I was on
remember.
the bench at the time, so I'd done my part and been on the field, and I was on the sideline. But yeah, for Coops to, you know,
Slide it over.
yeah, my first series, and to, you know, be a part of that, and obviously the success they had, and you just wonder why they just the team.
Well,
come
everyone
into it.
They just got
contributed.
it
You know.
done.
That's right,
They just
yeah.
got it done.
But Dobbo, I was lucky enough to be part of some of those series as an assistant coach and then a coach. But like it was, you know, some players like Cooper and Cameron and Billy, GI, they get a lot of recognition. But this
Yeah.
bloke here,
Oh, mate, he
You know,
worked
like-
unbelievable.
unbelievable stuff for Queensland. Now, you're undefeated for Australia, weren't you? You played
Yeah, it was
12
yeah,
tests or
yeah.
14? How many
yeah,
tests?
12.
12.
Yeah, yeah.
Never got beaten when you're playing for Australia.
Never got beaten.
Wow. What about your debut? Tell us about that 2014 for Australia now.
Yeah, 20,
Do you remember it?
Yeah, I do. It was a short stint on the field, mate. It was.
Well, that's a bit
wasn't
like
big
what
one.
Kevie used to do. That's okay, mate. That's
So,
okay.
yeah,
It was an
like-
Anzac test, wasn't it? 2014.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, again, the builder. I think it was semi-thigh day, so we obviously played.
Yeah.
He was under injury cloud. I think he had calf or hemi issues. So he,
Right, so you made sure you stretched him out a bit more through the
Yeah,
week.
so he ended up missing that game, and then I sort of come onto the bench and played a role there. But yeah, again, to debut in 2014, and it was a bit of a break from there till I rejoined the side in 2016. But yeah, very short stint on the footy field. So for me, it was
Just a bit of a taster for you.
it was a little bit of a taste.
appetizer.
I didn't really get the full feel. I think I only played maybe 11 minutes or 12 minutes or something off the bench at that
Still
time.
play for
That's-
your country, mate.
yeah, that's right. So I was just obviously didn't want to let that jersey go, but yeah, it wasn't for another couple of years until I come back into the side in 2016.
Yeah, which then you got into World Cups and all sorts of things.
Yeah,
in
so
Australia.
Four Nations and the World Cup.
Oh, he was an integral part of
So
that.
you've toured. Have you been to England with the Kangaroos? You toured
Yeah,
England,
we went Four Nations there.
Yeah.
2016.
and you won that as well, you guys.
Yeah, we won that
So
one.
what can these fellas this year expect from the English? You reckon?
A lot of good. Oh, just the footy
Yeah,
itself.
footy,
Oh,
footy,
the
Jello,
itself.
footy.
No, mate, I think from there to now, you know, it's gonna over there. It's very very vocal. The Pommies.
The English crowd,
yeah,
aren't they?
It's
Yeah.
it's really a great experience.
Yeah.
But again, you know, you're over there to do a job and you know to play footy in the way you.
I'm pleased you said that.
You sort of
Matthew.
you prep, but there is a lot of times, a lot of.
No, we're not even going to go there, Gillett. We're not even going to go there. We're
Gillett,
there to
I
play
love
footy, mate.
Gillett,
But you earn it, but you earn those
let's
times.
pull the
mate. You
band-aid
earn-
off.
you earn.
Let's talk about, obviously, the Bronx. You're going along nicely, but they pull the trigger at the end of 14 and they move on from hook and they instill Wayne back in 15. And, we talk about 23. It's at 15's exactly the same.
Yep.
I've got to ask you first.
Trying to avoid this,
Have you watched it?
I still haven't watched the full game. No,
Yeah.
no.
I'll send it to you.
Send it to you. How many times you watch it?
Oh.
You're an assistant.
I might
You're
sit down
an
with
assistant.
OT.
This bloke,
I'll sit down with
No,
OT.
don't sit down with
like
OT.
23, I suppose, that absolutely, but 15 as well. Like it just should never have got to that. And I mean, just the sheer disappointment. Wayne came back. You guys got beaten in round 1 by South Sydney. You got
hammered,
absolutely
mate.
hammered.
32-6.
And then Brisbane, something clicked with you guys, and it was just. It was an elite year and one that you should have won another comp. How much does it burn you?
It does. It obviously burns. It's one thing that I sort of didn't tick off as a player, and obviously got there, and my one and only opportunity to win the GF, and mate, unreal year, like you said. Obviously Wayne comes back, Kev and Mooks as our assistant coaches. Unreal environment to be a part of and to be coached by those 3 gents. Kev, we all know what kind of character you are, Kev. And passionate, and you know what the Bronx jersey means. So, mate, a lot of enjoyment away from the field, and I think that year just nothing. Obviously, the first game didn't go away, but everything we did that year just was sticking. We all knew each other's game. We all had that sense, that feel of we understand each other's game.
It's a good camaraderie amongst all you fellas
and
as well.
the buy-in from the players and obviously the coach. And I think Wayne coming back, sort of a lot of the players at the time hadn't been coached by him, so it was a bit of, boys, you're pretty much on notice, so you've got to tighten things up, and you want to impress Wayne, and obviously make that starting team at the start of the year. So very hard pre-season, but one that again the feel that we had amongst the group was probably the biggest thing. We just knew each other's game. We knew how to play a game, how to round it out, how to win games, those tough sort of games, and. Benny Hunt and Anthony Milford
in the half. They had a great. And
unbelievable.
Darius fullback, and then Andrew McCulley as your
Macca
9.
there.
That's a good spot.
Had a few workers that throughout that team, and
You had Hodjo,
Koz, Semi,
Matty. It was a bloody good
Adam
team.
Blair. He was
Blair
great for the
he was
Broncos.
unbelievable.
Corey Parker.
Who do you blame,
Bribie.
Oatsy? Is Oatsy the I'll never blame Honey because you go to golden points, and history shows golden points are dead and buried now.
We
in grand finals.
don't make as far as we don't make the GF without Ben Hunt.
Exactly right. He was
Anthony
awesome.
Milford,
And Milford was unbelievable. Milford was going to win the Clive Churchill that night.
He had it round his neck, and then they grabbed it off him.
like that.
Right.
I like to blame Oatsy for pushing in. That's it. I just go.
No, we're not blaming anyone.
No, mate, you can look back.
The
and
football gods lost that one for the Broncos. Seriously. And
Yeah,
if
mate, I know. And look,
if you look at, and we've been through this before with other boys in that team, and I'm up in the stands watching. Just so many things happened in that last play that just leaving us. That's just rugby league, mate.
That's
and we'll see
rugby.
it again this year in the finals. The rugby league gods have their say, and you cannot do anything about it.
Can't wait to meet him when I get up there.
Yeah, yeah. Good calls.
You know, were you battling-
You going to smack a few of them in the head, or what are you going to do?
were injuries? It was always you played. You talk about that on the line. You defense. You were so well known for your defense. You know, in a lot of ways. And the frame, like you look at you now, you had to put on that weight, but your shoulders and your neck, and that was to follow from there.
Yep.
Were you carrying a lot of injuries through that time and managing the body? Was that a difficult part for you?
Mate, it's part of rugby league for anyone, mate. I think we're all carrying something at one point. And if you're not, you're probably not having a go.
Yeah.
I say that lighthearted, but you're always going to be carrying something. And for me, it was my shoulders. I always had shoulder injuries. I used to before that year of labouring at North, so I was a fencer, so I used to dig a lot of holes and put fence posts in. It's pretty hard yakka.
It is hard yakka, yeah.
Do you
Digging a
reckon
hole.
that's where it started, like your shoulder injuries from
just
that?
wear and tear, mate. I think, obviously had a good 4 years of doing that, so it's not easy work as people know, but.
Digging hole? You
digging holes
fences.
with post diggers, getting into it, mate. Getting on the crowbar. Is hard yakka, but
he don't know about that. He don't know about that kind of thing.
Mate, have you ever dug a hole?
I dug a hole at your house. Well, you.
Oh, that's
you
right.
supervised
It took you a day. That's right.
That's right. I know.
Had
Me and
only your
Gordy.
free labour,
Me
I
and
would have
Gordy.
sacked you. I would have sacked you. Yeah, only that you were free at labour.
We know all about that.
And
You had Mooks, Gordy, and me
well,
on the barrow, and you
three
just
good
directed.
workers, mate. 3 good workers.
I remember it. Never going back.
Righto.
Were you I mean, we get to your neck injury. You sat out the whole year. Is that right with the neck?
Yeah, I did. So round 1 we played St George down there,
Yep.
and the way it sort of unfolded, Dragons had lost the ball. I've picked it up. As I picked it up, one of the players had come on and hit me on top of the head, or like sort of with their midsection, their gut, and stayed there. And then once I sort of hit the ground, it was that crusher action where chin to chest.
Yeah.
And I got up. I was just like, oh, that hurt a little bit. And
It was Luciano Leilua. He was the unfortunate player. No malice.
No, it was just the way it sort of unfolded, mate. That happens. I sort of get up, play the ball, and then I was just a
little bit dizzy.
But not really dizzy. Just like this big burning sensation down the left hand side, and obviously I come off the field and straight away, and then got through. I think we played the Cowboys the next week at home, and so I just seen the doctor and stuff like that, and they did their checks and what had not with the physios, and tested all right and everything, and got through that week. I was a bit stiff. I don't know if
I remember
turning like this, and just got through captain's run, a lot of physio, and I actually went to the chiropractor the day before we played the Cowboys, and it was on a Thursday.
Just to try
captain's run and get a bit of realignment into the neck, and
crazy.
as you see when they do the next, they pull them on to the end of the bed, and 1, 2, 3 like that, and I was. It was
the pain.
The pain again was pretty much what it sort of felt like the first time, and the week before I did it, and but I was just like, can't be too bad, just get on with it and get out and play.
Unbelievable.
Obviously played another 4 games, and I think it was
how tough. Christ.
Obviously Macca, good mate of mine, sort of realised that I wasn't myself. I was sort of shying away from contact and the way I was playing my style of footy, and ended up going to get a scan. They sort of investigated a bit more, found something, and then off for a X-ray, and then found a fracture in the C4, which was quite scary when you get to see the scan. It's heading, and it was a stable fracture, so obviously didn't break right through, but it's heading towards the spinal cord.
Wow.
So I wasn't too far off. So had the major fracture on the left hand side, and then a couple of hairline ones at the back. So
brace straight away. Did they
operation?
operate?
Obviously.
No operation. So once I found out and come off the trading paddock and got the news, I was sent. So they with the scan, they found a bit of a shadow. So I go and get the X-ray to have a look at it and the bones, and there's a fracture in there, and they tried to put me in a neck brace to send me home, and I was like, I've played 4 games with it, like it can't be that bad, and sort of had a little giggle to myself, until I obviously on the way home and just started realising, fuck, that's
this is serious.
It's serious, and it wasn't until the next day I had to go see the neurosurgeon in the private hospital, and mate, that night was it was just everything's going through my head.
No sleep.
Am I going to have to get an operation? What's fatherhood going to be? I had me 2 older kids at the time. And am I going to play footy again? Am I going to be able to be a
What
father?
Sky reckon? Was she saying could be maybe give it up? I mean,
it was in the
Sky
doctor's
and you have
hands,
been
mate,
together since you were kids.
Yeah.
She says she's seen you go through all this.
Yeah. Oh, mate, as long as it was all right, I didn't have to get surgery and things like that. I was just hoping, obviously, for the best, and in a pretty good circumstance, considering what other people go through and witness and put their bodies through. So just to sit down there with the doctor, and the first thing said was, there's some good news. You don't need any surgery. It's a stable fracture. We've just got to let it heal. I was like, at that point in time, I sort of sat back and said, all right, we'll get through this season. And obviously didn't have any I suppose pressure to go back out and play that year. It was just a matter of letting it heal and get through the season. And
when was that? 17?
2018. So then that all happens, and
so that was Wayne's last year.
That was the year Wayne got sacked.
Yeah, and then I don't
so
know
you were
how it
there
happened.
you've been through some tough times as a player at the club.
I ended up getting a shoulder reconstruction that year as well. I don't know how, because I wasn't playing any footy, and I was actually in the gym, and I was doing a lot of weights and trying to put a bit of size on, and I got to about 105 kilos actually, which my playing weight was about 101. So a lot of weights, a lot of cardio on the machines and stuff like that, just to stay off my feet and put a bit of size on, because there was no sort of target date. I had to get back and play, and for whatever reason, we were sitting down at Nando's with the family, with 2 older kids and the wife, and little girl Harper gets up to come around, give me a cuddle, a little side cuddle, and I've put the arm over to give it a little squeeze, and then as I went to go back, I was like, oh, fuck.
What's that?
Sorry, can we swear?
Yeah.
Little crunch and whatever, and sort of poppy feeling. I was like, oh, that's not good. So next day, going to training, hey, Lukey, he's our physio, mate, my shoulder. This is what happened yesterday. All right, in for a scan. You need to get a shoulder recos. Got that done in August.
Wow.
So I got through that, and then come back to pre-season, got the body right, and started 2019.
So Siebes is the new coach.
Yep.
Big expectations. They think they're going to take it to another level.
Yeah, it was. Well, I don't know.
Well, they should never sack Wayne. I mean, that was a bad time. Like, I mean, you did.
There was a lot of happening there.
There was a
when
lot.
you look back,
They got rid of Macca that year as well. Like,
Macca
there was,
was gone.
yeah.
I just
Moose.
Like,
Josh was gone.
Hunty
And at the
had
time,
gone
I
here
don't know
before.
if we, obviously, Paulie White and Wayne weren't really getting on at that top level. Which
must have been a lot of friction there.
Yeah, which for everyone, like I suppose with any business or footy team, if no one's getting along on the top level, like what good are we? Sort of, I suppose that sort of, without
Filtered
you
down.
wanting to, it does filter down to the playing group and it does disturb it. You can try and block it out. It's like getting your name thrown around for Origin. You do hear it. No matter what you do. But a lot was happening at that time, and
Can we talk about like that year? They get to the semi-final. I remember this as clear as clear. Go to Parramatta. They put a clinic on in week one.
Last game.
Yeah, your last game. It was your last
58
game.
nil.
But after that Pokie gate comes out, now you have been incriminated as one of the Pokie gates.
That's garbage.
Dobbo.
That whole Pokie thing is just.
Do you reckon it was?
Well, we had Milf on. He wouldn't get.
Milk blamed you.
Milf-
Milk
no.
blamed you.
I'll take it. I'm accountable.
Yeah.
Mate, I don't know.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I can't believe that was the story out of it.
I know, bloody, we all hear stories about Alfie and the what he used to be, or players that are down the pub and having a punt just because it relaxes them or whatever it does.
It takes your mind off what's going to happen.
It's
Yeah.
their routine, mate. It was simple as we go out for dinner, team dinner, which we usually do in Sydney, and then you've got a bit of a gap there before. We've got massages, so you're well looked after. There's 3 time slots, so 3 different groups.
Yeah.
Boys after dinner, some will go get ice cream and have a chat.
Yeah.
Some will go to the pokies, put $20 through it, and do what they got to do. And who was with us? I don't know. There's 3 of us.
Don't throw anyone under the bus,
No,
Gillett.
I
Keep
won't
it clean,
name
mate.
names, but some of the boys are in the pokes, and then it's all through the papers anyway. But there's a group of the boys in the pokies, a group of us went to get ice cream. Obviously, got your group chat. Some of the boys in there, so we'll pop in, have a look.
Say g'day.
You having a win, boys? Yeah, no. What are you doing? Yeah, we just had an ice cream. We're just heading back for a massage now. Yep, do that. They stay on and play a bit more pokers, and then come back, have their massage, and
Go to bed.
And look out, we lose, we get pumped. Yeah, we get pumped, and it's disappointing effort, and that's all they want to write about in the papers. Like,
I don't even know how that became a story, but it was a bloody big story.
Yeah.
I think
And my name was in there,
Broncos are a
obviously, and I
story.
was going, what did I do wrong? Like,
that year, it was following year. Bronx get a wooden spoon. We all know COVID. We all know what goes on.
Yeah, but Gillett retired.
Gillett retired. So your shoulder, I remember this. Like, obviously that year, it had been playing up. You'd had the reconstruction, but the shoulder, was it a degenerative issue in there that
so it was a bit of an ongoing thing, mate. Yeah, and it was later in the season where, obviously playing, and I'd thrown an offload to Katoni on the middle, and sort of when I landed, just pushed it out, and I thought, that's not good again, and obviously just rehab it through the end of the season and get the treatment from Lukey the physio, and I was just thinking I was going in for a scan, normal scan. Yep, and just another shoulder reco. You'll be right. 6 months, we'll get you back out there for 2020 season. But obviously sitting down, with the specialist and getting the advice from them that there's not much else they can do for me shoulder wise, and we can try this and this and this, but probably not going to look good for you.
Down the track, like in 10 years' time, which is, you got
still
young kids, you got a young family.
When I'll sit if I'm holding my phone for probably 2 minutes or more, like this, it starts to burn and give me grief, and it's actually a bit painful. But sit down with the shoulder specialist, and one of them said, we've done replacements for less damage than yours is, and I was like, oh, well, I'm not that old, am I?
No.
I don't need a replacement right now. So again, I had the family in there with me with those two. with those 2 meetings with the doctors, and yeah, it was very hard to mentally to come to grips with that.
Would have been.
I
for the
reckon
body
you
to-
retired. Like you had to retire, but it was in your own. You would have thought.
It was funny. I couldn't do much I couldn't bench press. I couldn't do much in the gym. And the boys like, what's going on? I said, oh mate, the shoulders just no good. I'll get it looked at.
And what about now? Is it all right now? Like with the kids and that, you can lift the kids up and all that sort of stuff. Or
Yeah, they're
all right?
They're walking now, so they're all right.
Oh,
But it's
But
all
no,
right.
but yeah, it does give me grief at times, and as anyone that's played rugby league, and I'm sure you're all the same, Kev, and
yeah.
whatever level you play, it's a contact sport, and we're all going to have
Yeah.
issues later in life. But yeah, the RLPA are doing some good things, and they've just implemented a few more benefits for retired players through
Have they?
some injuries. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Before we get to your future and what you've been doing, can we? And I'm going back here, but with the coach whisperer and this bloke, when you guys are all there and you couldn't say New South Wales,
Oh,
and,
I didn't
can we just talk about this interview? Because one of the funniest ones was Gillo was so honest in everything he did. He
I
just couldn't
know.
lie.
And why didn't we
so
put him up for media?
We
That
put
snuck
Gillo
through.
up.
That
No,
snuck through.
Gillo gets
You
into
made
the
him go
media.
up because you know you'd be able to feed
No,
him.
Gillo got up, and we were like, and Bomber and I are there, and
There
we're
we
like,
go, let's feed him.
We knew it. Like we're like,
Yeah.
if they've got Gillo, because he just couldn't lie, and like we're asking Gillo about, go on, and Gillo start saying, and you knew you couldn't
Yeah.
say it because that had happened. You remember that, Gillo?
Yeah, it was hard. Not yeah. It was
Yeah,
very
go on.
hard.
You can say it now,
No,
mate.
no,
You can say it now, mate. But look,
I get it. But it was funny
so
that Gillo was so
some of the
honest.
things I
We
said to
knew.
the players were, and I get it, not giving the opposition energy by calling them their names or the colour blue or New South Wales, which I get from Bradley. But I didn't sort of probably transfer it as enough to the players and stress to them, and it's hard when they got blokes like you.
Well,
and
we're in the canteen at Charleville. We're in the canteen
Yeah,
at
I'm supposed to
Charleville
be-
down there at the Charleville show. Where you guys remember that defender at
Yeah,
Charleville?
yeah.
Old mate comes down and goes berserko at me and Bomber, and then
Yeah.
we put Gillo up. Well, it was. It was lights out.
you blokes.
Gillo.
You blokes are
Right.
taking the you know what.
Well, we knew
Yeah.
that Gillo, and you had a pretty good relationship with the media, Gillo, but because you were just so straight.
No,
But-
he's honest, mate.
Yeah, he
He-
was
Yeah.
honest. You just couldn't lie.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the thing. Like,
Yeah,
that was the hard
it
part.
was hard.
He failed that test, Gillo. the
We'll
not mentioning their names.
We'll get some fines.
Yeah.
Cash fines. Chuck it in.
Oh, dear.
Mate, after footy, you obviously went into game development, but family's everything to you. Sky
Yeah.
and your family, that's everything. You guys, you built that, and that says a lot about your upbringing as well. But you guys, as a family, when you grew up, you travel around, and that's been passed on. So you've got back in, but you're very much involved in the game.
Yep.
What do you do? Like, what's you're at the Fogs now? Talk
Yeah,
to us
mate.
about
Yeah.
that.
So when I obviously retired, I was medically retired, so I got to experience a few different departments within the Bronx, and then landed on my feet, I suppose, with the game development
Yeah.
team. Ex-players, Darren Burns is there, Mick Hancock, Jack Reed, David Staggs,
Rock,
Paul Dwyer.
Mickey Hancock, Paul Dyer's head of that.
Gerald, now.
Giles now in there, but to come from there into that little team is all past players and obviously
A lot of the blokes you played with.
and
so,
mates, and Reed's a really good
Macca's
mate
there
of mine.
now.
Mac
Macca's
is
in there.
No, Macca's moved
Mac
on
is
from there.
he
Giles
works
there
at
now.
Development now.
Mac, yeah.
He's in
With
the
the kids.
academy kids.
Yeah. So coaching was never something you wanted to pursue?
Mate,
Gillo?
I enjoy, I suppose, helping out with the coaching, off the field and,
Yeah.
more, sharing on my experiences and
Yeah.
what worked for me as a player and what I learnt from the great players that I played with as well, and feeding that on. It was, very, fortunate to experience and get to try different departments at the club. Had a great 2 years there with the game development crew. A lot of off the field enjoyment as well, and
Well, you
and
got to
trips
enjoy
away
yourself.
and golf days and functions and whatnot. But a good core group, and something for me when you retire, still connected to rugby league. And now at former Origin greats Fogs there, doing a partnership and player engagement role. Which has been good. We know we're building. We've got some great initiatives going on there, and looking forward. So yeah, very. It's a good role in terms of family, where I'm just Monday to Friday there at the office, and then I'll get my weekends and my time back after work hours. But I'm also helping out the NRLW team with Scotty Prince, with a light assistant coach with the women's side.
Oh, you are, yeah?
So
Oh, cool.
I'm there doing that, and the commitment there's 2 days a week with them, and just the home games and So yeah, it's been a good experience with the girls.
Girls are going well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're going very well. So
They'll win the comp, I think.
We hope so.
Well,
Yeah.
they're more the Roosters.
I think I know the
Yeah.
Roosters beat them in week one when they played, but I reckon that these girls have got better and
Well,
better.
that's Gillo. Tell him to start cracking the whip a bit, mate.
What do you want? What do you want?
Hey, no.
What can we change? What can we change?
No.
Kev?
You're going well, mate.
But yeah, it's going really well, and do some ambassador work for the Bronx as well. So on the game day stuff, or functions and things like that.
So it still keeps you connected,
connected
with the game
club
and the club.
Yeah, again,
Kids sport going? Are they
Kids,
into that now?
a
Like,
little fella.
your oldest is 11, but
Yeah,
your daughter,
she's soccer
and
and touch.
The young
and-
fella playing league.
Yeah, he's playing league out at Arana, and he also plays touch at soccer at Sanford. So soccer's almost done. Rugby league's finished for the year, so we're
All the juniors are finished, are they?
almost getting our weekends back to
That's
try
it.
and go and enjoy some beach time when the sun's getting a bit
You
warmer.
go to
now.
Bribie Beach, or where do you go to, mate? When
No,
you go to
we
the beach?
go up to Caloundra.
Caloundra.
You go see Kerrod up there, mate.
Kings
The
Beach.
fish and chip shop there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give.
Big Kerrod.
He has got the fish and chip shop going.
Yeah,
up there.
it's going well.
Yeah.
Drop in and see him.
We done?
Yep, I think we're done. I think, Gillo, thanks for coming in, mate. We're obviously a
What
great
an
career
awesome
from you.
career.
Yeah.
No worries at
You
all.
got 200 games at the Bronx too, didn't you?
200 on the dot.
So you've got your, what are they? You get a statue, isn't it? Like a horse's head?
Statue at Bribie.
No.
He's one of the greats,
No,
most
no.
humble
He
No,
blokes.
you do. You get your head. You got your,
Yeah, you got
your
that-
games on it. Yeah.
And
yeah.
200, what do they give you for, do you get something for 200? Just like a picture thing, isn't it? Or-
Yeah, picture with the jersey. Yeah.
Named
yeah.
up at the club. He's
Yeah.
under
Yeah.
200
No,
there.
he's a great
And,
player,
It was,
mate. Love coaching this fella.
Me-
And you said before, like, this is where you can give back to the game. Like, the difference between your best game and your worst was very marginal, not much in between it. So your preparation each week, was it a simple preparation for you? Talk to me
I
about
just
that.
tried to keep it as close as I could to the normal routine and the things I did at training.
Yeah.
And,
So you're on a
your
really
extras. Yeah.
What about
yes.
your mind stuff? When do you on game day? Do you think about the game much?
I try not to, Kev,
Right.
like that, because that would definitely
Interfere
affect my
with-
game. And obviously having Alfie and yourself there a lot of the times through my career, and very.
You can't get too serious with Alfie.
No,
can
yeah,
you?
exactly right. Two enjoyable blokes that you
Yeah.
can sort of have a laugh with. And you find that within your group, you find the boys that you connect with and can have a laugh before the game or
Yep.
on the lead up. But when I sort of hit warm up, that's my time to switch it on and change that mindset to we're about to get it on here. So
That sounds good to me,
Yeah.
Gillo, because you got it on many times, mate.
yes,
Many times. All right, Gillo, thanks for joining us, mate, on the Inside Ball. Been a pleasure having
Nice.
you. We've got, we will get a little gift for you. Dobbo's meant to be organising that.
He's getting a different hat. You're getting a different hat.
Different
And,
hat.
Yeah.
Oh, is that? Okay.
He's getting a different hat as well.
Righto. Let's throw that in there as well. This bloke deserves
Kev,
everything
you
he
said
can get.
2,000 cash.
I don't even get that.
Thanks for joining us, Gillo.
See you,
No
guys.
worries.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks, gents.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.